For today's episode of 5 Minute Woodshed, I'd like to talk about a topic that I get asked about a lot by students. We're going to play now a blues, and we're going to mix chord phrases in with our soloing phrases and play sort of in a solo blues style. So the feel we're going to pick here is similar to an electric blues player, maybe like Elmore James or even possibly like Stevie Ray Vaughan. So what we're going to do here is we're going to set up our nice feel, our G7 chord on the bass strings, that nice train chugging along the tracks. We're going to go with our typical blues phrase. And this phrase is a very powerful phrase, and it's important for this tune because it's going to help you really generate ideas which go between the soloing and the sort of phrases that we're going to set up as the feel for the tune. So we have these two 3-note cells. We have the root, then we have finger 1, 2 on string 3, 1, 3 on string 2, and then back to the root. So you have, and the notes are root, flat 3, natural 3, 5, 6, root. Phrase 1, phrase 2. And then we're going to cap it with this chord, which can be seen as G13 down to G9. We're going to have our root on string 4, finger 1, and then finger 3 on string 2, and move the whole phrase down a whole step. So, the answer phrase ends on the root here. Same note you started on. Okay, so we're going to go through our G position, our C position, and our D. Let me set up the whole feel for you. D, C, and then again our feel, you gotta really make sure you're always feeling the initial pulse that we set up. And I tagged it with our great Delta Blues line. I'm pedaling the note G on top. I'm walking down on string 2, the note F, E natural, E flat, and D. Triplet feel. Triplet, triplet, triplet. So, walk on string 5 up to the 5 chord of D7, sharp 9, and then back down to our root of G. Let's look now how we can mix the chord phrases that we just established in with our soloing lines. And our soloing lines are going to be derived from our minor pentatonic scale, and we're going to actually be able to use a lot of approach notes in there, some chromaticism. And you'll see how at this nice driving tempo, you're able to add some of those, I don't want to say sloppy, but definitely more blue notes in there into the feel. It's going to be grounded by this rhythm. 2 and. So again, our bass line is pulsing on 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Our phrase starts on in the end of beat 3, 1, 2, 3. And 4 E and 1, 2 and. If I am soloing and freely improvising my lines, as long as I come back to this grounded statement of 2 and, then I'm going to be able to maintain the form throughout the course of the tune. So let's do an example of it now. Bar. you can clearly hear I'm alternating between solo, improvised soloing idea phrases, and I'm grounding it with different portions of the feel that I established. Because our initial lick is grounding the feel, it's also really derived from just a typical blues phrase. So whenever I throw that phrase in there, I'm simultaneously playing the feel of the tune that we established, and I could also just be soloing. It's a nice phrase to catapult off of and then generate some other ideas for soloing around it. So if you'd like to see more lessons like this, please check out my channel here on TrueFire, which is called Charlie Apicella's Solid Guitar. I do have a code for a free 7-day all-access trial, so reach out to me if you'd like that, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you.